1974, and we're going back in time a bit to check out another Godzilla film that I believe Neil Connor hadn't seen prior to doing this video. And we're going to check out Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla. In amidst all the rumours of Mechagodzilla possibly appearing in the new Godzilla vs Kong that releases tomorrow for us here in the UK. We thought it'd be a good idea to check out not only another Godzilla, but this one specifically for the inclusion of Mechagodzilla. And we're going to kind of just jump straight into it. In terms of plot, same as a lot of Godzillas, there's a lot of sci-fi spacemen and aliens involved, and you're kind of twiddling your thumbs a little bit just to get to the Godzilla action. And but what I will say is, for me, the action delivers, and it's pretty brutal for a Godzilla film. It's just as silly as you expect it to be, and it's good fun. And I will just mention very quickly, it's directed by Jun Fukuda. I've probably fucked that name completely, as I usually do. But yeah, Connor, gonna jump straight to you, man. What did you think?
I love these films. I mean, when they're done right, you can't not have fun with them. You can't not enjoy it. For, let's face it, you're only watching it for the monsters. The human element of it is usually bullshit, and I'm not gonna be around the bush in this one. It's boring in terms when it's the human stuff, and it feels like it lasts forever as well. But again, that's to be expected as well, because I have to build a story and kind of move it along in amongst all the big monsters punching and kicking each other. But you can't not have fun with kaiju films, and with this one's no exception. It's one of the more ridiculous ones I've watched, that's for sure. But I enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's our first. Well, I don't know. For me personally, it's my first introduction to Mechagodzilla completely. I've always known about him. Like, if you're completely new to Godzilla and you have no idea who it is, it's basically a metallic version of Godzilla. That's it. Who can fire fucking rockets out his fingers and shoot laser beams, colourful rainbow laser beams, and all kinds of crazy shit. And you know, it's pretty fucking cool. If I was a kid back in 1974, it would have blown my mind.
Massively.
Yeah,
massively.
And as we said, it's pretty brutal for Godzilla. It opens with this amazing fight with what's the kaiju's name he's fighting?
Anguirus.
Anguirus, thank you. And he does a little, which is a cool fight, and then he does a King Kong move. That I'm saying a King Kong move. It reminds me of the Peter Jackson King Kong with he's tearing his jaw and there's blood squibs coming out. Yeah. And this movie has a few blood squibs, which is a first for Godzilla, and yeah, man, I'll fucking take it. I love some blood in a Godzilla movie.
I haven't. Well, I was going to say I hadn't ever seen. Well, I'm yet to, bar this, experienced blood of any or gore of any sort of kind in a Godzilla film. I quite liked that fight happened right at the start. I mean, you get the first thing you see is Anguirus, who's typically Godzilla's friend, and you're kind of thrown into it like, oh god, why is he attacking him, blah blah blah. And then it's very kind of it's revealed that I think they tried to do it like subtly and slowly, but you're very quick to catch on to the fact that no, it's not Godzilla, it's Mechagodzilla, who's flowing out of this volcano. You first see it like fires out of volcanoes like a rock or something, and he kind of has a fight, and then you get like the metal shining through and stuff. They didn't hold back with the kaiju aspect of it either, because even though the title would make you think that it's Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, you have Anguirus, but then you also have this ridiculous dog-looking, massive, like two-legged kaiju thing called King Caesar, which is just, the name in itself is ridiculous enough as it is. And he's kind of like, I want to say like, would you call it like the subplot, or he's sort of like the thing which is going on at the side, but like is necessary, because there's this whole kind of prophecy that is like meant to be fulfilled where two monsters will fight each other, blah blah blah, and load of human crap no one really cares about, but it's there to move the story along. And King Caesar is kind of like the kaiju that's there to make the human shit feel like it's kind of worth it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't care much for him, to be honest, but he's an interesting take on it. I mean, there's been some interesting kaiju in NAF Godzilla films, and I mean, funnily enough, the director of this one also did Godzilla vs the Sea Monster, or Ebirah, as other people may know it. And while that film was naff and is down there as one of my least favourite Godzilla films of all time, I still found that kaiju to be quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I found, you know, there's the creative element of it was fun, and King Caesar was a kind of funny looking
yeah,
kaiju. I didn't really get that invested in him.
No, for me, like King Caesar's like bottom of the pile in terms of like visuals anyway. The way he looks, it just looks so cheap. And I kind of liked how when he's like sort of in the rock when he's getting summoned, and I kind of like how when Mechagodzilla's making his way to somewhere, I can't remember where Mechagodzilla's going somewhere, and they're like, we need to get King Caesar out quick because they think Godzilla's dead at this point. And he's sort of sitting in a fucking rock, like asleep, and there's a woman singing on a beach. Yeah,
you only see like his like a bust of him, don't you? You only see him like the shoulders up, just this weird dog thing, like looking back at you, like.
And she's just singing for so long. She's just singing this song on a beach to like summon him. It's kind of like how Mothra has the Mothra theme song from the Tribesmen. Yeah,
I found that just to be a. There's no pastiche or like homage element to it. They're so blatantly trying to make King Caesar as cool as Mothra. There's only one kaiju that can be summoned, and that's her. I'm not having any of the other.
It wasn't as catchy. I'll give you that. It wasn't as good.
It never will be. If you don't have two small fairies like singing at a kaiju, it's not interesting. But yeah, I thought, you know, he had to be there for this whole prophecy field, but really for me anyway, I sort of see the title and I think Godzilla and a cyborg mechanic Godzilla. That's all I want to watch. Everything else is kind of like a side note.
It really drags the human stuff. Like
drag.
People complain about like modern Godzillas, and I'm one of them as well, about how they concentrate on human characters, but like these older ones are guilty in the same way. Like they are like, there's a few that I do kind of enjoy, like Hedorah I kind of find fun, and like obviously the original Godzilla, I think the human character, I mean that is more of a human story anyway. And like Shin Godzilla as well, I really like the craziness of it, of all the characters. There's a million characters in it. Yeah, like people, the modern ones get slack for like, oh, the human characters are so one note and boring, but these ones are guilty, if not more, in some instances. And I think this is a good example of just, dude, it doesn't do anything for me. Like these boring like spacemen, I don't like that shit. Just
they constantly come back and forth. I mean, when Ghidorah's first introduced to the kind of Godzilla universe, so to speak, he's from like Planet X or something, and there's aliens there trying to control him. And then the same thing with Mecha King Ghidorah as well. You always get these weird aliens who I wasn't aware that they actually looked different to how they appear at first, but they always seem to take the form of humans, but they always, funny enough, seem to take the form of Japanese humans, which is, you know, fits in. But then there's a few occasions where some of them get killed and they morph back into their original form, and it is hilarious. It looks like something out of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Not my fault, monkey bastard hands.
In terms of moving on from the human stuff quickly, it kind of, there's only really like two kaiju set pieces in the whole film, beginning and end, if I remember correctly. There's like in terms of Godzilla especially, but Mechagodzilla, there's like glimpses, but in terms of like kaiju action clashes, beginning, end, and once you get through the human stuff, correct me if I'm wrong there, Connor, but I'm pretty sure, right? There's
not a lot of filler, is there? You get a shot of Anguirus on his own at the start, to correct myself from earlier, because you don't see that fight straight away. You just see Anguirus on his own, which is a nice bit of just kaiju action, I guess. He's sort of shouting.
Yeah.
And then the fight ensues a little bit later, and then after that, there's I think maybe like 20 minutes after that, there's a fight between Mechagodzilla and Godzilla where you see, okay, he's not at the oil refinery. But then after that, no, you're right. It is literally, I swear, it's at least 40 minutes of just human bullcrap. And it's not good.
No, but go into the last section, the last kaiju battle. That's like top tier, man. Top tier Godzilla kaiju fights.
It's ridiculous.
It's good fun.
It's everything you'd want from it. I mean, the fight goes on. You have King Caesar, love him or hate him. It's a big kaiju battle. You fucking okay. Love him or loathe him. It's a big kaiju battle, and that's what you watch these films for. Whether you care much for one of the kaiju or not, is massive monsters beating the shit out of each other. The only gripe that I had, well, actually, I won't call it a gripe, but the only thing that it made me chuckle was how you got this big imposing metal Godzilla, and Godzilla on his own is a handful enough. And he kind of defeats him. Godzilla defeats him by correct me if I'm wrong, sucking in all these rockets that Mechagodzilla shot it. And to quote, Godzilla has become a giant magnet, and Mechagodzilla tries to fly away.
And that sequence goes on for so long of him just stuck in the air.
It's so stupid. But on the subject of Mechagodzilla, because to link back to what you said about King Caesar being down in the bottom of kaiju that you like, Mechagodzilla's got to be up there because
he looks
awesome. No,
down the route that you hated him.
No, I don't think you can hate. You can't hate Godzilla anyway. And what's better than Godzilla than a big fuck off metal Godzilla?
Godzilla who can shoot rockets out of his fingers.
He has fucking. There's a bit where you see his mouth open, and he's got rockets under his tongue. He doesn't use them, but he's got two missiles in his mouth. It's the most crazy.
And Godzilla gets fucked up.
Thing.
There's a really cool moment after he gets shot in the neck and there's blood squib coming out. I love some blood squibs, man. And there's a shot of him and he's just covered in blood. He just looks so fucked up. He looks so angry.
He gets fucked up.
Yeah, at one point I thought he was gonna do his an atomic breath type of thing. He kept doing this breathing in, he kept breathing in, and I was like, what's he gonna do? And he didn't really do anything with it, but I think he was just angry. It was just angry.
Yeah, I think he just realised he had the fucking shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
And he's only got fucking a weird Scooby-Doo Ozzy Osbourne crossover to help him, and he gets pretty fucked up as well.
It's a good way to put it.
It is. He's just big and gangly.
Useless. I think we've said everything we wanted to say about this one. We knew it was going to be a quicker video just because it's a fun little 80-minute Godzilla movie. And it's good fun. It's just nowhere near one of the worst ones.
It's better than
for me.
Yeah. It's a bit different than some of the other ones because it's the first time you see Mechagodzilla, and I don't know if it's executed as well as a lot of the other Godzilla films of the time. I mean, Fukuda wasn't really that great at doing it from what I'd seen, but this is worlds better than Godzilla vs Ibira for sure. I mean, it's fun. It's giant monsters kicking each other, some shoddy acting, and some really weird kind of jazz music which goes on in some of the fights. Yeah, exactly. It's everything you'd want. It's not.
Sorry, I just remembered. Yeah, the music reminds me, especially at the start, it reminds me of a Nintendo music. But that's just a quick, final, random thought of mine. But yeah, I just had to chip that in. Don't know if it fit, but I certainly enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well. I'd say watch it.
Yeah, give it a watch. It's a good one.